Well, welcome to Shamanic Insights, and this morning it's going to be a bit of an experiment. We've never actually done it on camera like this before. I'm going to try and take you through all the different processes of rattle making. It can be such fun. But for this first part, I'm going to show you all the things that you're going to need. Now, I know we're on lockdown, etc, but these things you can get online. I'm not sure about sticks, but hopefully if you've got some garden near you or wood near you, without breaking these rules, you can just get yourself a couple of sticks. Bones are good as well, so if you've got any bones laying around. Right, so let me take you through what you're going to need to make a rattle. The first thing you're going to want to have is some hide. Now again, you can buy hide online off of different suppliers. Hair and Drums for one, he does, John does supplies, so you'll be able to get some hide from him. I don't do supplies, so please don't ask me. Now, in here I've got some horse hide in water, and it's been in soak all night, so the thicker the hide, the longer the soaking. You don't want too thin a hide to make a rattle, because it will squash a lot easier. But if it's too hard as well, it's harder to make the holes in. So mediocre thickness really is what you want for drum making, for rattle making. The other tools you're going to want is hole punchers. Now you can get these again on the internet. This is one of the best tools I've had actually. They come from China, so decide whether you actually want them. But I think you can actually get them still anyway. And they're actually watchmakers' tools for making the holes in wristwatches, and they are really good for punching holes through the hide. You want a good pair of scissors. You want, depending on how many rattles you want to make, but you're going to want sticks. I'm going to try and show you a couple of different styles here. Straightforward rattle, and one with two heads on it. Okay. You're going to want artificial sinew. Now this too can be purchased online. You're going to want de-stuffers, okay, because you're going to stuff your rattle head with stuffing. Now I never throw an old pillow out or an old cushion without de-stuffing it. It's also nice if you happen to be on a farm and you can get sheep's fur. We like to use natural products if possible, but this is going to have to suffice because I can't go out and get some sheep's fur at the moment. So that's your stuffing, and for de-stuffing, these are body piercing tools. They're called forceps, and again you can get these online, especially eBay. Really shop around because some are more expensive than others. You don't need them for medical use. I will tell you some of them have what they call a lock, because you click and lock, but it's easily removed, okay? So you can just remove the lock. It's a bit of a nuisance if you're trying to pull stuff out and they lock. You don't want them locking. So you can get non-locking, or you just have that piece removed. Metal coat hangers, this is one of the best things that you can have as well for de-stuffing. It's just a piece of metal coat hanger cut with a hook on the end, or a pair of flat tweezers. Then a bit more fiddly, those. Along with the artificial sinew, you're going to want some darning needles. Now these are just ordinary darning needles, but you do need a needle that's got, let me show you, a fair size hole. Can you see that alright? So it's got a fair size hole. This board here is just for a glue gun. If you haven't got a glue gun, then you can just use any glue really, but a glue gun is very good, but just don't burn your hands. A towel, because you're going to want to get the hide out and it's going to be wet. Also remember that hide's not very clean, it's bacteria on there as well, so if you smoke or you're going to eat in between, just, you know, wash your hands. And of course we don't do anything without some sage, which we're going to smudge with. And smudging is a way of cleansing everything, and helps you to focus, gets everything negative, because if you're making a rattle, supposing you want to make a rattle for healing, you don't want any negativity in there, you know, and if you get frustrated with it, leave it, put it down, walk away and go back to it. Okay, so this is, I think, the close of part one. Oh, I've forgotten. One of the most important things is you need templates. Now these are different shaped templates that I've used from time to time. I've made bigger ones, I've made smaller ones, but this template is going to go onto, I like this little, if you can see that natural sort of curve there, it makes a lovely little handle. So when you do a template, depending on the thickness of your piece of wood, you need to make sure that your template is going to reach both sides of the piece of wood. So that's that template. And then I do like experimenting, and I have done in the past rattles with many heads, and I will show you a completed one as well, that's got 4 heads on it, as well as this one. Now I'm going to put that head, hopefully that's going to fit nicely. I might have to make another template on that one, because if you can see, it's not going quite the way round, and I want it to fit all the way round. But this one is going to go on here, so it's going to have 2 heads. In fact, that one's going to go on that one, and I'm going to have to cut that piece off, and that will be fine because it's going to go on the thinner piece. So a little hacksaw is handy as well. And with your pieces of wood, if you want to whittle them, you can whittle them down, you can burn shapes on them, you can do a lot on there if you want to, or sometimes just the naturalness of the stick. You need a good stick that's hard and dry. This is a piece of gorse, as you can see the patterning on that, that's a piece of gorse. And this is a piece of hazel, and it's good and strong. You don't want a stick that's going to snap. And bones, if you find bones, you want to use a bone for a rattle handle, then you really must make sure you boil it and get all the gunk out of it. So this is the end of part 1, and we're going to start part 2, showing you how to cut your head.